This is Capital Clarity, a channel where we explain how money works clearly, simply, and honestly. Money is so deeply embedded in our lives that it feels invisible. We wake up thinking about money. We work for it. We measure success with it. We worry about having too little of it and dream about having more. Money feels permanent, natural, inevitable. But money is none of those things. Money is a human invention. Unlike every invention, it was created to solve a problem. To understand money today, inflation, debt, banks, and financial power, we must first understand why money was created in the first place. So let us return to a time before money existed at all. This is Capital Clarity. How money works clearly, simply, honestly. In the earliest human societies, there was no concept of money, prices, or wages. People lived in small communities where survival depended on cooperation. You hunted, gathered, built, or protected and shared within the group. As societies slowly grew larger, exchange began to appear. This exchange took the form of barter. If you had food and someone else had tools, you traded. If you had skills and someone else had land, you worked. If you had strength and someone else needed protection, you offered it. At first, barter seems logical. It feels fair. It feels direct. But barter has a hidden weakness. Trade only works when both sides want exactly what the other offers at the same time. If you had grain but needed shoes, you had to find a shoemaker who wanted grain right now. If the shoemaker wanted meat instead, trade failed. This limitation is known as the double coincidence of wants. It sounds technical, but it explains why barter cannot scale. Barter works in small groups where needs are simple and predictable. It breaks down as societies become complex. As populations grew, specialization increased. Not everyone produced food. Not everyone made tools. Trade became necessary and barter became inefficient. Human societies needed a breakthrough. The solution was not immediate and not planned. Different societies experimented independently. What they were searching for was something simple but powerful. A medium of exchange. Something that could be accepted even if it was not immediately useful. Different cultures chose different objects based on what they valued. Some used salt, which was essential for survival. Others used cattle, which represented wealth and status. Some used shells or beads, valued for their rarity and beauty. These objects became money because people believed others would accept them later. This is a critical insight. Money does not begin with law. It begins with belief. These early forms of money are known as commodity money. Commodity money solved many problems of barter, but it introduced new ones. Some commodities were heavy. Some were difficult to divide. Some spoiled or lost value over time. Trade was improving, but it was still fragile. Over time, societies gravitated toward precious metals. Gold and silver were not chosen by accident. They had properties that made them uniquely suitable as money. They were rare enough to hold value, but common enough to circulate. They were durable and did not degrade. They were divisible without losing value. They were easy to recognize and difficult to counterfeit. Most importantly, they could store value across time. This transformed the role of money. Money was no longer just a tool for exchange. It became a way to preserve wealth. People could now save the value of their labor. They could plan beyond immediate survival. They could accumulate resources for the future. This changed how humans thought about time itself. The concept of long-term wealth was born. Precious metals still had a problem. How could people trust the amount and purity of each piece? The answer came from authority. Governments began minting coins with standardized weight and purity. Each coin carried a symbol of power, a guarantee backed by force. This changed the nature of money again. Trust was no longer purely social. It became institutional. Coins reduced uncertainty. They increased trade efficiency. They allowed markets to expand rapidly. Money became a tool of governance. Taxes could be collected. Armies could be paid. Empires could be maintained. Money and power became deeply connected. Gold worked well, but it was dangerous to carry in large amounts. People began storing gold with goldsmiths and early banks. In exchange, they received paper certificates. These certificates represented claims on gold. At first, people used paper only as a receipt. But over time, something remarkable happened. People stopped demanding the gold. They trusted the paper itself. This was a revolutionary moment in history. Money was no longer valuable because of what it was. It was valuable because of what it represented. Trust replaced metal. Today, money has evolved even further. Most modern money is fiat money. It is not backed by gold or any physical commodity. It has value because governments declare it legal tender and society accepts it. Modern money exists primarily as numbers in digital systems. Bank accounts, ledgers, databases. Money today is not an object. It is a system of trust, rules, and enforcement. This system allows money to be created through credit. It allows economies to grow rapidly, and it allows financial instability to emerge. Understanding where money comes from changes how you see the world. It explains why inflation exists, why debt feels normal, why saving requires discipline, why money concentrates power. Money was created to solve human problems, but over time it became one of the strongest forces shaping human behavior. Money influences decisions, incentives, and values. It is not neutral. To understand money is to understand modern society itself. Money did not appear suddenly. It evolved slowly, step by step, in response to real needs. From barter, to commodities, to metals, to paper, to abstract systems of trust. This is capital clarity. How money works clearly, simply, honestly.